Henri Cartier-Bresson is a critically acclaimed photographer of the 20th century whose creative work influenced the lives of many future photographers. His capacity to capture life in its most natural hour paved the road for photojournalism to come. Best known for the decisive moment, he was an ardent observer of the world, constantly monitoring human affairs. Born on August 22, 1908 in Chanteloup, Seine-et-Marne, Paris, Cartier-Bresson is regarded as one of the most significant and esteemed artists of his time. Present for it all, he covered major war events such as the Spanish Civil War and the French uprisings in 1968. A love for the arts and literature developed during his early years. Born from a very artistically inclined family, creativity was ingrained in his blood. The oldest of 5 children, Cartier-Bresson grew up wealthy. His father was a well-off textile manufacturer, and his mother came from a family of landowners from Normandy and cotton merchants. A family of wealth, he often joked that he felt poor growing up due to his family's frugal ways. The Cartier-Bresson family lived near Rue de l'Esperance near Place de l'Europe and Parc Monceau in a middle-class neighborhood in Paris. Growing up, Cartier-Bresson rebelled against his parents' orderly ways. During his early adult years, he ambled towards communism. However, photography remained the central hub of his life. He was educated at Lycée Condorcet, Paris. His painting later began under abstract André Lut, where in 1927 he studied under Lut at the Lut Academy for 2 years. During that time, Cartier-Bresson took his first photographs. Lut's strict training helped Cartier-Bresson immensely in his composition and artistic form in photography. It was not long after that he moved to Cambridge University to further grow his education in the arts and literature. In late 1931, Cartier-Bresson began using a camera to express his view of the world. It was then that his true influence of surrealism and cubism made way into his photography. In 1932, Cartier-Bresson bought his first camera, a 35mm Leica, which would further detail his future work. Upon mastering the Leica, he traveled to Italy, Spain, Morocco, and Mexico, where the trademark of the 20th century photographic style then developed. Very much so influenced by Eugene Octet and André Cortez, Cartier-Bresson created a completely new and innovative fusion of photographic form and composition. In 1940, Cartier-Bresson was drafted in the French army at Le Bourget near Paris, where he joined the film and photography unit of the Third Army. On June 23rd, the Germans took him as a prisoner of war. After a couple of failed attempts, he finally escaped in February 1943, where he later worked for the MNPGD, a French resistance movement that helped prisoners and escapees. In 1944, he and John Malcolm Browning took a series of portraits of artists and writers for Editions Browning, including portraits of Henri Matisse, Pablo Picasso, Georges Braque, Pierre Bernard, Paul Claudel, Georges Rouy. Ironically enough, in the mistake that Cartier-Bresson had been killed in war, he assisted in the preparation of a post-mortem exhibit, photographs by Henri Cartier-Bresson of his work shown by the Museum of Modern Art in New York. That same year, he and Robert Capa, David Seymour, William Vandevert, and George Roger founded Magnum Photo Agency, which documented the great catastrophes during their travels to China, India, Cuba, Canada, the Soviet Union, Japan, and Mexico. Magnum allowed photojournalists the ability to reach a wider audience while still maintaining control of their work. A man known for being at the right place at the right time, Cartier-Bresson spent 3 years in the Far East a decade after the war. It is there he documented the death of Gandhi, documented the last 6 months of the Kuomintang and the first 6 months of the People's Republic in China, and photographed independence in Indonesia. These photographs are published all over the world. He is also known for producing major photographic pieces worldwide, such as the independence in India, the Soviet Union post-Stalin's death, and China during its revolution, and the United States post-war boom. In fact, He was the first photographer allowed in the USSR since the beginning of the Cold War. Currently, the Museum of Modern Art studies Cartier-Bresson's entire career, displaying over 300 of his photographs, which are accompanied with books and articles. This exhibition is one of the few that travels across the nation, from the Art Institute of Chicago, the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, and the High Museum of Art, Atlanta. In 1952, Cartier-Bresson had his first book published, The Decisive Moment, and in the same year had his first exhibition in England at the Institute of Contemporary Arts. 3 years later, he had his first exhibition in France at the Pavillon des Masons in the Louvre. Throughout the years, he continued to travel and publish his findings. By 1974, Cartier-Bresson concludes his relationship with Magnum Photo Agency and focused on his artwork. Not long after, in 1988, he created the HCB Award, a prize given to the talented individuals whom during their career have accomplished a significant and momentous body of work that take on an almost documentary approach. The award is created with the opening of the Henri Cartier-Bresson Foundation, an organization produced to preserve Cartier-Bresson's work and open a place of support for artists in the photographic projects. On August 3, 2004, Henri Cartier-Bresson dies peacefully in Mont-Justin province. Till this day, his photographs continue to impact and move the lives of many. His humanist approach will forever be remembered in the world of modern art. A man who could truly capture life through a viewfinder, Henri Cartier-Bresson is the most influential icon of his time, establishing photojournalism as an art, as a craft we know it to be today.